Hello, everybody. So, welcome back to the Queen's panel. Today, we'll be discussing Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15, episode 5. God, at this point, I swear to God, if I did not have a panel,
You
I would
see,
have
I'm
stopped
trying to,
watching the show.
you see, I'm trying to tear my hair out because I can't take this shit.
It was
Take this
terrible,
stuff. Oh,
Yeah, they're just a
terrible.
mess.
They should have
I,
forgotten
I,
about that episode.
Right. Does it
There
seem
was no
like
need for that
they're
episode.
recycling? Does it seem like they're recycling storylines through different networks?
yes.
Okay, I thought I was the only one because I'm like, didn't we just see this somewhere else?
it's, oh God. Jeez. But
Mm,
let's get into the episode because
it was
honestly, it
dry.
was empty. They could actually have made the entire episode into 10 minutes. It was boring, empty, and at this point, they need to go back to their drawing books because they are losing viewers. So now let's start off the episode. So we started off from the whole knocking issue. I thought they were going to like move on, but then they started off again, like something we watched in the previous episode. They showed us again this episode. So, anyways, let's just talk about it. So they started off when Marlo was knocking at the door, then Kenya comes out screaming that her daughter is there. Then they get into the elevator or whatever. I don't know what they're going to do, but as they were going out, Marlo carries, she tries to slam the door in Moyetta's face. And then both of them start going at each other, fighting and going. Like, honestly, what did you guys think? Because I'm not buying the excuse that the door was heavy and it was going to
No.
slam by itself.
No.
That's
Mm-mm.
No,
a dumbass excuse.
We
I saw
saw
what
her
I
She
saw.
hand
slung the
reach
door.
around, grab a hold to that door, and pull it closed.
She
She
sure
tried to
did.
slam that door.
In her
And
face.
then for Courtney, sit down. Courtney, sit down. Because we saw, I don't think that Marlo meant to slam. Shut up. You wasn't there. Shut up. You want, I don't know. Just, oh, girl.
Mm-hmm.
We saw her try to slam that door, but it was too heavy that it wouldn't slam like she wanted it to.
Also, if you observe Courtney's body language and her face,
You
That
know.
that right
she
there, when she walked through the door was open. When she went through it, it seemed like the door was already open. You know they're right behind you. What are you going to go try to slam the door for? That's
exactly.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, she's unhinged.
She got to go. If she's
Yeah.
on the next season, I'm not going to watch it. This is my
And she
last
needs more
The
season
than a
thing is
life
that
to
coach.
get rid of
will
her.
they allow her go if there is no storyline? Because as much as it hurts me to say, this entire episode was still carried by Marlo and Monyetta's part. Like that was the only thing that happened that made sense in this entire episode. I'm just going to start. And I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
You are
But
so
then
right
I
about
feel
that
like
because there was really nothing else. If it wasn't outside of Marlo and Monyetta, like there really wouldn't have been too much of nothing because the
to
rest
be
of the episode was dry as hell.
to be honest, I felt like there shouldn't have been a cast trip. That shouldn't have been a cast trip to begin with.
Right.
It shouldn't have
Right.
been.
Mm-hmm.
Candy is
Yeah.
away. Drew is sick. It shouldn't have been a cast trip to begin with. And so it started off rocky, right? And let's just even say that that happened. They got the footage. Did the producers watch it and think, what is this? What a waste of
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
Let's edit that completely out and remove that. Like, we didn't need to see all of that. That was a waste of time, a waste of. Honestly, if I wasn't on this panel, I would have just said, I'm done. I really would have said,
Right.
I'm done.
I
I'm not going
agree
to
with
watch this again.
Look, I called
But you
myself
have to
going back and rewatching it because I was like, okay, I'm gonna rewatch it again, try to see because I got to get ready for the panel. Y'all, I said, fuck it, I'll take a nap instead.
and you know what's sad about this whole thing? Normally, I used to catch the episodes after, but now I watch it live because I know if I do not watch it live, I'm not going to watch it again. That's how bad
Yeah.
receiving it.
Yeah.
I do catch it the next day, but now I have to watch it live. I'm like, okay, because if I mistakenly go on Twitter and see people writing that rubbish that they're writing, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, look at this comment. Monyetta really didn't fight back as expected. To be honest, because if we are being frank, what happened was that I'm not going to remove like Kenya was at fault. See, I
Mhm.
don't know how people want to spin this whole thing. Kenya was at fault. Imagine you telling me to leave my comfort of my home. You take me
Mhm.
out. You do not tell me what is happening, and you're hiding some dumb ass dance routine that you don't even know
No
how
one
to shake
cares
your body
about.
well. Like
Right.
for real. Then you left everybody in the dark, and then the only person that you told, you left her to take all the heat.
Yeah.
That was why
Mhm.
that was why there was a transfer of aggression. Because on the norm, Marlo actually was out for Kenya. But then Kenya did not come out. She was like, oh, who is the closest person I'm going to transfer this aggression to? And she transferred
Mm-hmm.
it to Monyetta. And Monyetta is not, I think she's not the kind of fighting kind of person. I've been following her on Instagram. That's why I was actually shocked she came on Real Housewives. She's not a fighting kind of aggressive person. That was why she was easily like she dragged her. Monyetta was shouting on herself. Like it was just so dumb.
It
Mm.
was.
Yeah. It was too pointless.
Yeah.
Like you said, Marlo just transferred that negative energy and her aggression to Monyetta because she couldn't get to Kenya like she wanted to. And then for Sheree to sit back as if, she didn't do nothing. Yeah, you only kicked the door once, but you still followed right behind Marlo in her antics and
Now
was making
Sheree
noise
was
too.
lying. Like, girl, why do you want? And the funny thing is that regardless of the times they kept showing that she kicked it on Twitter, she kept maintaining her innocence that oh, the productions are being so messy. I did not kick the door, girl. You were the first person who knocked, but the first person who kicked that door. As much as Marlo kept on shouting and hitting the door, you started the whole thing. You initiated the whole banging at the door. So there are so many people at fault that it's quite weird that everybody's focusing only on Marlo. But yes, Marlo really took it and ran with it. Like it's almost like a little incident. Marlo takes it and she pots petrol and just like blows it in out of proportion. Because I
But that goes into what, review says. Um, like that was not a cash trip.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't, especially not people that have it out for you or who have a problem with you, because any little mistake that is made or anything that goes against whatever you are trying to portray yourself as, they're going to use that. And that's exactly what Kenya did. Is she gave Marlo ammunition to use against her at any time.
And you know
And
what?
then
Also, I agree with what reviews said as well. They could have easily, when they saw that that trip just was a bust, they could have had them come back to Atlanta and talked about the trip and did some flashbacks, like showing them just kicking on the door, like showing them
Mhm.
getting kicked out of the place. They could have done that in flashbacks and had them talk about it a little bit, and that would have been fine.
right.
It was a waste of time, and I don't know if Kenya was. Some people say she may have been faking. I,
She was
I don't
faking. I'm
know.
sorry. She
You
left the
think she
hospital
was
in less than
faking?
45 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like
Yes, she
she was
was.
faking.
She
She
was
was faking that.
embarrassed.
I want to think that she wasn't faking, but it was kind of convenient.
I think she was faking because she knows she really wasn't prepared for that halftime show. She got real nervous and anxious and was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna make a fool of myself. So
She
how
should
can
have
I
sent
get out of this?"
Monyetta. She should have sent Monyetta.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
she
because
did
Monyetta
Monyetta
nothing.
would
was
have
really
done.
busting the whole move down.
She should have sent Monyetta. Monyetta would have killed it on
Yeah,
behalf of Kenya. No
Right.
heck.
yeah.
Literally. I don't think they would
Anytime I
have
hear that
cared.
Kenya more hair care, I'm going to lose it.
Like, seriously.
Yeah,
I don't
that's what
think
she should have.
anyone would have
That's what she
cared.
should have done. Because even if she could have had Monietta dance with some of the girls from the school or whatever, and she could have just been there doing something very simple and not had to dance, she could have done that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
But she
wasted.
should have had a backup for if just in case some stuff happens. What if Brooklyn would have got sick and you would have had to, it would have been because of that. Have a backup plan for whatever it is that you have going on just so that it doesn't tarnish your brand. Because
Yeah.
that, like you said, that was a once in a lifetime opportunity because baby, you're not getting any younger. Them knees is not making the stallions no more, okay? Them is them is in the bar now, baby. Put them up. So like you should have, thought about doing that differently. So yeah, Monyetta, she should have been like, okay, look, girl, let me text you this morning. I'm not feeling well, but this is what I'm gonna need you to do. I've already got it coordinated with the director. You're just going to go out and represent me and my brand, please. You know what I'm saying? It was like that, but no, that was fake. I'm sorry, she was faking. It was too convenient.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you? Like, let me bring it up. How are you not breathing well, but you can operate your phone? Widely confused.
I know.
I
I
can't
don't know
even
why
call
they did that.
911, but she was calling 911. I'm confused.
No, I don't know why the producers. I don't know why they did that. That just
And she was
Now,
being
now she got a
extremely
fever of
rude. I'm sorry,
102.
Kenya. I was not on Kenya's side this entire episode. She was rude as hell and very disrespectful to her guests. As
Right.
much as we really do not like this lady, the audacity for her to tell Saya to go home, that was rude.
Yeah, that was very disrespectful. And one thing that I'd like to say, because the nanny was in the room with her in the morning time, right? Why couldn't the nanny have stayed in the room with the child the night before so that you could have at least tried to rectify the situation with the women? You brought them there under false pretenses. That's how I feel. Because I feel like you didn't have the itinerary down. You didn't know what was really going on. Or whatever was set for you, you added them into it, and that was not how it was supposed to be.
Mhm.
But you could have had the nanny watch that child. You and the ladies went to a nice dinner, went to a different club, so y'all could have turned up. At least try to smooth out what happened before it even got to where it is now. But I
yeah.
guess that was the storyline they had to have, which was boring as shit. Try again.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
what made me chuckle a little bit was the text message that Marlo sent to her. I was like,
Mm,
exactly my feeling because I understood everybody's feelings there. She left Monyetta to fend for herself and to defend her. And that was why Marlo came at her. So Marlo's like, she just gave all her enemies ammunition. Because now, if I have another trip and she just open her mouth, I'm like, oh, why has this not happened? I will revert her
Girl.
memory back to what she did. I'm like, girl, you have no audacity to speak.
You can't say anything. Like, it's a pattern now. All of our trips turn out into a bust. It is a
Terrible.
pattern. Like, I'm like, girl, don't say nothing to me. If anything, for the first time ever, I feel bad for Sanya. And because, like, last time on Sanya's trip, Kenya was giving her grief for
Mm-hmm.
not being such a gracious host. However,
right.
she's not even being a decent host. I'm not even saying be gracious, be decent. The
Mm-hmm.
basics, like
And
seriously, they don't know
her
what the
attitude,
itinerary is. Even if you're doing something as a surprise, why can't you say, guys, so we're going to the football game. I also have a surprise for you guys. You guys will find out the football game.
They ended
So,
up
yeah, it
finding
starts
out.
at this time. Exactly. You tell them that it's a surprise. You at least give them some context. They're grown ass women. They're not
right?
just
Like,
going to be following you around wondering what the plan is. They're too
honey,
grown
the
for that.
surprise was getting kicked out of that hole in the wall or whatever event that was. My offend. Nope, my bad. Not to offend it. But whatever event that was surprise enough, honey. You don't need to surprise them with anything else on this trip. The
Mhm.
the surprise was that you really don't know what you're doing. But have y'all noticed that it's not even it's anytime someone else plans something, Kenya has something to say about it. Like it just wasn't good enough. It's not to her standard and
Man, the way
she
she
can just
was
do so much better.
dragging Saya in the first episode, talking about her, I expected more. I expected more. If they had gone to a farmer's house or something, if they would have had a better experience than this because you were chased out of an event as if you
Mm-hmm.
were fools. You do you see the rooms? Low budget, everything low budget. Then you guys are left stranded. The person who brought you there said they will see you tomorrow morning without any info, nothing. You guys are just there. And
Mm-hmm.
what's weird, did you notice that they were ordering their own food?
Per usual. Remember when Kenya ordered food without ordering food for the rest of the guests?
Yes, that's right. When they were in South Carolina.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a pattern for her.
Right.
She does
What?
not
Like,
feed her
give it up.
guests.
Give it up.
Like,
I don't
why
want
did
to
I
see
come
Kenya
to
try
your
to throw no more
event
parties.
and there's no food?
Mm-mm-mm.
Sorry,
Mm-mm.
I would leave.
100%. If I was Sanya too, I would leave. Like there would be no conversation after that.
I love the way she got up. She was like, "Oh, okay, say less." I'm
Say
out.
less,
She
cause
even
she
needed
actually
an
had a
excuse to
work
leave.
thing.
Yeah, she was
Exactly.
leaving anyway. She was going to leave and come back. So she just
Yeah.
decided to go
So
home.
she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I didn't even want to be here. Fantastic. I ain't gotta be here. Lovely. I'm out."
Right, but she just gave them ammunition to use against her at
And
any
she
point in time.
never sent any apologies. Sis.
Mm-mm.
But you know what's funny? Why haven't they used the ammunition from last time in South Carolina? Is it that they forget? Because that, if I were her, I would have used it
It's because
all
they're
the way.
scared of the fans. See, let's look at it well.
Huh.
Saya is a new housewife. The gays really love, as much as I don't want to say it, the gays really love Kenya because she's pretty. Because when I went to
Mm,
the hashtag yesterday, I'm like, are we watching the same show?
mm.
Everybody was eating Kenya's ass in the hashtag. I'm like, Marlo's overreaction, yes. But Kenya was not in any way, form, or format. So why
Mm-mm.
is nobody calling her out? Instead, we're calling out every single person. It was very rude. And people were then saying that, oh, Monyetta is eating Kenya's ass. No, I said from the other way. You told me a secret. Obviously, I would not want to divulge this secret because you told me. So she
Of
was in a
course.
hard place and she would have to look for a way to defend Kenya. So
And
that was
unlike the
actually
rest of them,
nice.
she's a friend. So, exactly.
Right. But see, Kenya, like you said, Kenya's in the wrong too. Kenya was definitely in the wrong. You're a host. You invited these ladies out. They
Mhm.
didn't ask you to come, and they probably had to pay for everything themselves because I don't see you being a host that was, you know, had them booked up or anything like that as your guest. So this wasn't like no free trip for these ladies. They're losing out on work time, time with their kids, whatever the case may have you, to
Yeah.
come and try to support you. And this is what you give them. I'd be pissed off too. Now, I might not come kick on your door or nothing, but honestly, I'm going to feel like I deserve an explanation of what is really going on because my time I can never get back. And to me, that's priceless.
Mhm.
So Kenya's definitely wrong. Marlo's wrong too. But now in this situation, anybody, and I'd say anybody, if we were in that situation, y'all know that you'd probably react the same way. You'd be pissed
Honestly,
off.
I would have reacted the same way. That's why I'm not really coming hard at Marlo because I would have been pissed. But one thing I would not have done was that the fact that she said her daughter was in that room, I wouldn't have kept knocking. I would have called her phone, and if she doesn't come out, I will pack my bag. And the ladies were too nice. That night, they ought to have left that place. Let her dance whatever rubbish she wants to dance with her people because that was very rude.
And you know something? I feel this is just my opinion. But had all the ladies done that and they would have left, Kenya would have she would have felt good. She would have went to that performance and guess what? Even if she would have bit dirt, she would have been like, "Oh, it was great. It was fantastic. And I just did this, that, and everything. It was just perfect." Like, no, you didn't want no witnesses to anything that could have happened. So now you don't feel good. But when
But did
when
you hear
Marlo said,
Stormi?
"I called the hospital," Marlo said, I called the hospital and she's already checked out. I was like, oh,
But you know,
That was
Marlo
it.
is so phony. She's so phony. What she with the calling the hospital with the praying? That shows you can't have everybody pray for you.
oh no.
I don't want everybody praying for you. Marlo is a demon.
Marlo was praying for her downfall.
Mm-hmm.
But
She's
no, she was praying. She was calling to get the information, and she got just that.
She used it because over Kenya was faking bad.
Your
Those
chest
coughs
hurt.
that show like
My
a
chest hurt. My arm was going numb, and it was hurting. So now you're trying to say you having a stroke or a heart attack, girl? What is with y'all? I'm telling.
they
The
need to
story
find
is
better
recycled.
storylines because I'm losing it. My patience
These
is no longer
storylines are being recycled throughout different networks. What is going on?
the problem is that they are not executing it well at all. Because if you look at other people, it's the same storyline, but at least it's interesting to watch. But now we have a network that is I think I've complained way so much.
Yeah. It's,
But did you see Marlo talking to her life coach? Girl,
if
as
if
Sheree
she don't stop,
said, she needs to
if
go
she don't
collect her
stop
money
playing in
back.
my face, if she don't stop playing in my damn face with that life coach,
Sheree sure says she need to get her money back.
does. She don't need a life
Mm-mm.
coach. She need a probation officer to have their foot on her neck so she don't act stupid. That's
Yes, Booker. Yes.
that's what she needs. She's ridiculous.
Uh, yeah, Marlo's something else. Okay, like I don't I don't rock with Marlo. Like, no, girl, you too much. But that life coach, who is she really? Is that your third cousin twice removed? Because I'm feeling like the coaching that she's given is not the best for your life.
That's what I was wondering. Is this life coach a friend of hers that's doing this, or someone she knows that's
Because
helping
she's
her
not
out
hard.
with doing this? Because it's like,
Mm-mm. It's not giving life coach to me.
it's not, not,
It's
not.
giving I'm talking to you, just venting on what's going on, and you just trying to give me some advice.
Mhm.
Now, I think it's more like she's trying to revamp her image. She knows last season she was terrible. And she's like, oh, if I come out and be like, oh, I have like a life coach, people will be like, oh, she's really working towards something. She's trying to like revamp her image, sort of, just like Martell.
I completely agree. I think
Yeah.
You hit the nail right on the head.
why do
Hmm.
I
Right on the head.
if everything is so dandy? I feel like Andy probably told her if you want to keep your job, you're going to either need a therapist or a life coach of some sort. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. Because it's just odd. It's she definitely needs a psychologist or psychiatrist or something like that because she's something is wrong with this woman.
She needs both of them. They need a tag team. Like like it should. Some stuff should be court ordered. Like, no, you have to have this mandatory amount
Yes,
of, therapy hours.
yep, because she got custody of those boys. It should be part of the custody agreement for her to have her nephews that she has to have a real therapist and get real help.
Right? Because honey, if this is what you showing them, then I don't feel that. Yeah, y'all gonna need another life coach. Get your money back. Mm-mm.
And also, did
And
you
I
it's
don't.
guys
not like the boys
didn't
even like
take
the life coach.
accountability? She didn't take any accountability. She was
No.
almost like, "Oh, I let her get me out of my space." No, you
Mhm.
are that sort of person. No
Mhm.
one can ever get you to that point, honey. That was all you.
Right,
I agree. I
right. Because you have control
I hate
over
when
your
people make
actions
that
and your
kind of
thoughts.
statement because there are some people that will be angered, but they will never react that way.
mhm.
Hmm.
Yep.
And they have no regard. Like there was no regard, no respect for her child or anything.
At
And
all.
like to an extent, I do feel like Kenya was using that. Her child was in
A
there.
child is always her cover.
But it's like you have a nanny for a reason. You could have handled this situation so it did not escalate to where these women were outside of your door like that with your daughter and they're sleeping. There's a way you can handle things, especially if you're thinking about your child. That should be your first thought. Okay, this is happening, so let me go ahead and smooth this over, get this taken care of before I go in here, so these ladies aren't out here feeling some type of way. That's how rumors get started. That's how uh, attitudes and aggression escalates, just how it did. And the next thing you know, you got a whole problem going on, all because you didn't want to address the situation for whatever reason.
I personally think she was embarrassed. She probably was like so embarrassed that they kicked her out of an event that she was invited
But
to.
that made no sense. They kicked all of you out. So it's like a shared embarrassment.
But it's
But
more
she
of an embarrassment for
about
her
them.
because she was the host.
Then you could have taken them out to a club, to something like, give a
That's the
various
thing.
options.
That's how I would handle that. But
Right.
I think for her it was probably because she knows herself. If roles were reversed and that happened to someone on the in the group, she would have read them for filth. That's
Hmm.
And so she knows that. So she was trying to avoid it, avoid being on the receiving end of that. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was trying to avoid and hide in there.
Yeah,
That makes
I
no
agree with
sense
that.
because it just caused so much unnecessary drama this episode, honestly.
Yeah.
And
But
it's been
now
a
let's
waste of two episodes, honestly, because it was pointless last week and it was pointless this week too. If they end off with the same stuff, look.
I'm tired.
mm,
Also, did
So
you guys
now
see Bible? I was like, honey, you need the whole Bible, not just that scripture. Like you need the whole.
The
reading the
Bible probably
Bible,
melted.
I was like, come
That
on,
Bible melted.
girl.
She didn't have it upside down like Trump did when Trump had that Bible, did she? That Bible probably melted in her hand.
Mm-mm.
But now let's go into this agreement. When we were talking about, oh, we need to have this peace, we need to maintain all this, no fighting or this. I'm like, it's impossible because these casts really hate each other. These casts, there's no blend. So regardless of how many times they're like, oh, we need to come together, we need to be friends, we need to stop all the cat fights. I'm like, okay, maybe the producers put you up to it because they felt like there is no blend, but
that part
what's your
right
point?
there. Because the lies and deceit, Marlo, how are you going to say that y'all should have this agreement or whatever and then turn right around and exclude Monyetta?
Yeah,
Hmm.
she excluded Monyetta and her friend group, which is Kenya and Candy,
Like,
because she's like, oh, whatever agreement we have here, when she goes to her friend group, it's not going to work. You have not even she hasn't even gotten there, but you're already negative. It's like she just sees the world in a negative, like, uh,
You see, Sheree got on some she by Sheree there, what she's wearing.
mm,
she needs to
look,
advertise more because she's definitely losing her pitch.
I think Drew promoted her She by Sheree more just by saying the comments that she made about it.
Yep, I agree.
I didn't even know that you had the bag and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Oh wait, or no, because I don't think I saw that on the website.
It
But we
wasn't.
surely did
She
see that
said it was
Mr.
her
Holt
personal thing.
commented
She said it wasn't for sale.
Yeah,
What
it
did I
was her
get wrong there?
personal
her
bag.
personal bag.
Mm-hmm.
But I think bags would have been a good investment because ladies really like bags. But I don't know why she does.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know who like she was really marketing this her whole brand for.
Oh
I don't
God!
think they really
Thank you
take
guys
time
for
to think.
reminding me. Did you notice the amount of advertisement in this episode? Oh Jesus! Everywhere you look, a product placement. I was like, damn, you guys might as well just allow us breathe or just have done an entire advertisement throughout the entire episode because ads It's just everywhere. And it was poorly placed because for the first time I noticed it. It was that bad. From the eatery to the whole drip. What I was like, come on.
That is the only way that they can get advertisement out because they're not going to speak about it. And I don't think it's that they can't, like, brand themselves out like that, but I don't see why they don't. You're on come on. This is the most that you didn't. I don't know, Sheree. I just can't with you. I can't melt with none of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they didn't have a Inez wine behind her, or they would have had it at the bar.
I know they're in Alabama. Why is it?
I
And
was,
why didn't Martell show up? I
bro, where
mean,
where was he?
Oh, I know. Well, no, if that was his week with the kids, so he couldn't show up and leave the kids in the car like he did that time when he went to meet up with Coleslaw and he left the kids in the car. So he
I
couldn't
was
do
going to say he normally leaves them with somebody. He couldn't have left them with Belinda again.
that. No, he can't because
uh-huh.
his 20
Mm.
babysitters. He can't do that.
And hasn't Sheree said that she has seen him even when he's had the kids? She
Yeah,
sees him every week. So
she did
what was
See,
say
up in
that.
now?
that's a lie.
Yeah. Which
That's
I think it's a
obviously a
lie too because
lie.
she
Her
don't see.
saying him having big dick energy, that's a lie too.
Yeah,
So we know she lying when it comes to anything, Martell. And then for it to be playing out how it is, like right now, y'all are still trying to say y'all are dating, but we already know that y'all are not. Like
yeah.
he's been spotted all around. The season's not even over. We're not even halfway through it right now. And your
Gosh,
storyline has already crumbled when it comes to y'all's fake relationship.
he could not even maintain the whole thing. It's just so sad.
Mm-mm. I don't get it. This is y'all's money. Y'all cannot even fake a storyline for the money. Make
Mm-mm.
it look real. That's why y'all would never be winning any Emmys or Oscars.
Yeah. So now let's go on to Candy and Todd. I'm sorry. I'm bored of this storyline, overworking, not having time for my husband. Got divorced. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Like,
Look,
we've been
I
hearing
would
the
like
same
to just pass.
storyline.
Can we just pass on this damn thing?
Because I'm tired. Anyways, that is that not the movie that won several awards? So congratulations to them. They actually won like about two, three awards currently. So it did well. But I'm tired of it. I
Why
do
don't
not
we
have
have that as
time.
more of a storyline then?
Yeah.
Well, of them and their stuff, they're telling us stuff in real time. I mean, at the time when they filmed this, Candy was she was nominated for a lot of stuff. Everything hadn't gone through yet, but she was all looking in her phone, and Candy is just all over the place. You see, she said that she got 6 movie roles offered to her without even
Mm-hmm.
having to audition.
Mm-hmm.
I think she
Yeah.
needs to pick one and stick to it. It's almost like her management or whoever is managing her feels like, oh, she's a workaholic. She has a fear of poverty. So the management are like, oh, we're just going to push you to this many things. Normally, they're supposed to
I don't think it's
filter
the
this
manager.
before
I
it
think
even
it's
gets
her.
to her.
I think
As
she
a
just wants to work
manager,
like that.
regardless of if you're managing someone that is a workaholic, the onus is on you actually to filter what gets to the person. Because if she's always having to work, 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 work because she likes working, you have to stop her from doing that because the fact she does not even have time for her husband. I mean, girl, her husband was talking to her and she was scrolling through her phone. How
Yeah,
many
she
minutes was
wasn't
she
too much
there with
paying
him
attention in
that
that.
she was called that Uber was coming? So it's like she basically does not have time, but she wants to encroach on his time and be like, "Oh, wait, it's time for family time." It can't work like that.
I know. That's just
Yeah.
she has to get that balance. I don't know what she's gonna do.
She needs to have boundaries. Like, okay, if I'm spending 30 minutes with my husband looking over whatever his work is, That's 30 minutes I'm not going to be available. I'm not going to be checking my phone. So if you're going to
Mhm.
book anything that picks me up to go to the wherever airport or anything, that would be after my 30 minutes with my husband. She
Mhm.
Right.
needs to draw clear boundaries. What is very clear about Candy is unable to draw very clear boundaries. She's a
Mhm.
little bit of a wanting everyone to be happy, a little bit of a people pleaser in the sense like she wants
Right.
everyone to be happy, so she's always being pulled in different directions. Because if you remember also, she talks about like when some of her friends are doing stuff and she has stuff going on, she struggles to say no. She's always trying to make it to everyone's thing, and I think she's struggling with that. She's spreading herself too thinly. Like, you need to prioritize and cut things out. And if you're going to be spending time with someone, let it be okay. No phone for 30 minutes. Let me look over what my husband wants to talk to me about. Instead, you're in the room and he's telling you, I give you my 100% attention, and you can't even give me attention
Mhm.
That
for
was very
what I'm doing.
disrespectful.
That is so disrespectful. Even when I'm out with my friends, I put my phone to the side because it's
And
our time. It's a matter of respect.
Yeah.
yeah, and being married, you definitely, especially when you are two busy people and it's hard to find that time, you definitely need to make sure that even if it is only 30 minutes, that 30 minutes out the day, you find time for your spouse so that you are able to communicate, you know, gauge on how they're feeling. They can gauge how you're feeling. Anything that's going on, y'all have time to kind of, even if it's a quick little chat, hey, let's, try to come together and figure out what we can do the next 30 minutes we have, whatever the case is. You have to find that balance. I don't feel like she's really wanting that right now.
She doesn't want the balance. She enjoys the thought of saying, "Oh, I'm busy, I'm busy." There are people like that. And if nobody strikes the balance for them, they will not. And the problem is that Todd is not striking the balance for her because as a husband, and he has managed several people, so he knows how to. That's why his own schedule is flexible because he's used to all this. While she, who is supposed to be used to all this, is not. That means her team is actually terrible.
Yeah.
They may be helping her go forward in her career. They may be helping her with whatever she wants to do. But to be honest, they are terrible because they are not prioritizing her. Because with the way she's walking, by the time she's like 60, it's going to tell on her.
Yeah. And I also think her mom has something to do with it as well, just because the way her mom portrays Todd as this freeloader and, he's just no good. I feel like some of that plays off on Candy too, because she's feeling like if Todd leaves her, what does she have? So she has to stay busy not to really have to deal with the problems in her marriage.
You know what? Let's talk about her mom. Thank you for talking about it. So she has not been speaking to her mom ever since the whole BravoCon thing where her mom refused to say something nice about her husband. Then her mom comes over to her house, but let them have a chat. And she warns her mom that, oh, she's not going to leave her husband. Her mom was like, oh, why should I be going to a strip club? And she's like, we go together and I don't feel inferior to the girls that are in the strip club because I enjoy with my husband. And her mom was like, oh, it's wrong. You're not supposed to go there. That I do not feel like it's good for him. Then she was like, okay, but I don't mind. It's your marriage and can you advise that let them go for therapy? And she's like, yes. But I felt like she was shady throughout because girl, even if they're going to strip club, it's Candice's marriage. That's why I hate when people are like, oh, you know what I said in Bell Collective? Regardless of how bad a marriage is, you cannot fight. But that's the limit of what you should do. When you start overstepping your boundaries, trying to make someone leave that marriage, obviously you are doing too much because only they can take that step and be like, oh, I really want to leave this marriage. She has taken this step and she has even gone beyond this step because now she's going above and beyond to belittle this man, knowing that our daughter finds absolute happiness to me. Because I can bet you, if Candy marries another man, with how busy her schedule is, I don't think that marriage is going to last.
No. But you heard Candy ask her mama where her man's at. It's normally the ones that are either that don't have a relationship or, just just got out of a relationship. So, they want to try to dictate someone else's. And that's exactly what her mom is doing. Her mom don't have a man, she don't have no life. If her
Her
mama
mom
got a
wants
man,
her money, her mom wants her life, and her mom is bitter.
absolutely. But if her mom was to get a man and Candy was all up in her business, her mama would not like that shit.
Mhm. Her mother used to have a man. I,
Where is
I don't know where he's at now, but I remember she used to have one.
Such an unfortunate person.
it? Well, I wonder if Candy was all in her business when she had a man.
But seriously, I am tired of her mom.
I'm
Like
tired of
Wanda, she has become an unnecessary existence.
Hmm. Yeah, her mama, she's definitely bitter, and it seems like there's some jealousy going on. Maybe it's the life that her daughter has. She's wanting it, so she would rather her daughter be lonely and miserable instead of in her marriage actually loving each other, or what I'm saying, doing
Yeah.
what a wife does. I don't feel like her mom really wants that.
I think her mom just wants to have control of her and continue to have control of her, financially and otherwise. I think her mom is thinking the longer Todd stays with Candy, the more her position is threatened. So
Hmm.
I think that's all it's about. Like, because it doesn't make any sense. This man has, like, even think about her stupid ass excuses. Oh, he doesn't take the trash out, and he doesn't teach Ace how to take the trash out.
Right.
Sir, they have staff. Get someone
She's
else to
not
do it.
broke like you.
What's the
Right.
problem? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That
Like,
they,
if you, or you had to reduce what you dislike about someone to be like that he does not take the trash out and
Right.
goes to the strip club when his wife goes to the strip club with him. Like,
Mhm.
seriously, it just doesn't make any sense. It's given you're just a bitter woman who wants to isolate Candy so that you can continue to control her wealth, everything about her. And
Right.
also, I'm tired of the storyline. Like, I'm tired. We've seen it,
Mhm.
we've heard it. I'm tired. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
hear or see Mama Joyce again, ever. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to
Um,
see her.
You're not
Right.
the only
What is the
one.
point of get her out of here? She's like, Because one, there's only so many times that you gonna disrespect my husband and my marriage, mother
mhm.
or otherwise.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
why people
So
feel like Candy is not serious. Because you can't be ranting every single day that, oh, my mama will not disrespect my marriage, and to allow her because she still disrespected him.
Yep. And also, did you guys feel like the conversation she had with her mama wasn't even like firm enough?
Nah,
mm-mm.
It
No,
was,
it wasn't.
productions.
It
Sorry, it's
wasn't at all.
productions. Yeah,
yeah.
productions is they're trying to clear up Mama Joy's image so that she can come back on because obviously the fans were not feeling whatever she did during BravoCon. So they're like, oh, just like Wanda is even going to film the second part of Love Marriage Huntsville, so I'm ready. I'm not even going to deceive myself that she's not going to be there. So they're going to clean her image, bring she's launching her food truck, so they will make her look like someone that's being bothered about the food truck. Meanwhile, she's out here bashing her cousin, while Kiki is blaming Tiffany, saying Tiffany is releasing some details, saying that she went to jail, the whole home depot thing that Tiffany is sending. Oh my God, do you guys? I didn't even want to talk about it because I'm like, it's so far fetched. So
It's a
they're
lot.
going to clear up her image and come. That's if they do not remove the cast because now they're like, oh, why are the fans no longer watching? Well, we're not watching because we're bored.
Right. Like we have other things to do. And I've been, getting into other shows too because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start covering other stuff because Love and Marriage Huntsville, there's nothing left there. I'm not about to keep giving, clout to Hotel when, you know what I'm saying. He definitely doesn't deserve no grace, no mercy, no nothing. Karma's gonna come around and bite him on the tip of his little, you know what I'm saying, peewee. But like Real Housewives of Atlanta, what? I
Do
feel like
you
y'all are
know the
recycling.
expectations I had of this show?
At this point, Carlos and Andy, y'all are definitely communicating in some kind of way because y'all
It's
storylines
not
on your
Andy.
shows.
Funny enough, it's another black man that is producing that's producing Real House of Atlanta.
Well, whoever it is, it seems like you're communicating and very closely. You are very close with Carlos because y'all are recycling the same damn storylines on your shows.
I don't care what Carlos says. He wants back on Bravo. He wants to
He
be back.
wants
Something.
back. That's why he's
Yeah.
definitely sabotaging everything. Did you see how Bell Collective is so produced? The
Oh,
whole Glenn thing was so fake. Like
that.
that.
It's so much. It's so much. Like, y'all are really wasting viewers' precious time because this stuff that y'all are doing is just, it makes no sense. It's
Mhm.
pointless. As of the production team, I would be pissed off if this is what I had to work with. Like, y'all are wasting our times for this. Okay, well, I guess shit, the money's good. So as long as I'm getting paid, whatever. Because y'all aren't doing nothing.
But now let's move on because I really don't think we have much to talk about in this episode. So seriously, I don't know. Sheree visits Kenya. I don't think there's anything to talk about. I don't think there's anything to talk about it. They just use it to sort of confirm that Kenya was believed to be sick. I'm tired.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. They were probably just because they knew like people would come for her, and so they were probably just trying to clean that image up a little bit. She did sound a bit
Right.
episode.
But now
But
let's go to the final scene. Now, to be honest, the product placement in this part pissed me off. Because I'm like, you guys are way too obvious. What is, oh, we've been feeling so sick. So let's go get some nutrients. And then they showed us the whole name of the place, showed us
right.
as they were entering, opened the door slowly, showed us the staff. I'm like, come on. Might as well have just said, go follow these people. I would understand because it was like, come on. So what do you guys think about this scene?
Well, we know who has sponsored this episode. Because, geez, they made it very clear. But this last scene, it was like, I don't know, it didn't give me nothing. Like, okay, so y'all are getting IV
I
drips.
had to watch this scene 2 times to understand what's going on. So I watched it live and I went to still watch it again because I was like, what did they say? Yeah, what was the need? The only thing we got to talk that I really got here was the whole she by shine and obviously the whole blaming Candy again for talking about Candy and Malu, and it's like crazy. But it showed that Kenya is going to carry the bone, especially what's going to happen in the next episode.
Yeah, there was nothing. Like, that's all it was. And I feel like the main thing was the whole Candy situation because they're trying to get it put out there. They just want to keep it in the, like, I guess, keep the situation alive by
Hmm.
steady talking about the whole shooting situation. Like,
So we're 5 episodes in, and we're still talking about a shooting that did not exist in her in her
right.
store.
That
It
did
wasn't
not
even
happen
in her
in her
store.
restaurant. Yeah, I think I think Marlo wants a fight, and she wants a fight with Candy, and she wants a fight with Kenya.
Mhm.
So I feel like that is her storyline, or that is what she was hoping her storyline would be. So when Kenya did not give her that opportunity by slamming the door in her face, she just got upset, right? But I think her
Mhm.
story season is all about, honestly, just all about coming after those two women. I think she feels like she needs to come after those two women to secure her peach. And I think that's what she's trying to do. That's my personal 2 cents. Because it doesn't make
Our
any sense.
energy is negative. We are not interested.
Very. It's too
But
negative.
Kenya is going to carry the bone and cause the whole fight.
As she
She
should.
basically helped Marlo get what she wanted from Candy because
Yeah.
Candy was activated in the next episode. And I
Period.
can bet
Mhm.
you that will be the only interesting part of that episode.
100%. I'm with you on
Because if you think about it, even when they was, showing the previews for how the season was gonna go, us hearing Candy say she was gonna headbutt a bitch, we was like, "Oh, who's she gonna headbutt? Like,
Mm-hmm.
who is Candy popping off at?" We done seen her, pop off with Courtney a little bit. Now we about to see it with Marlo, and
Mhm.
Kenya
It's
is the
like they're
one
making
that's
her
that's.
work for that pitch.
Hmm.
Yep.
But this whole rumor about them firing somebody, who do you think they're going to fire? I think they're going to fire everybody. Should fire everybody. They should do
They
like
need to.
New York and bring on new cast.
No, they need
Mm,
to put them on pause like they did Miami. Not that long though, but Miami was on pause for how many years? Like what, 6, 7 years or whatever.
But they did a pause during the whole COVID, and look at what happened. Okay, I think they need to try something. Move it back to the former time they used to air, not this whole June, May thing. It's not working actually because
Mhm.
people are working, people are in school. It's like the timing is all right. So let them try that. Maybe fire Sheree, fire some people, add some people back.
Mhm.
But to be honest, I think they are not going to do it because this season,
They need to bring
Jesus Christ.
they need to bring Eva back if Eva will come back. They need to bring back Cynthia. If Cynthia come
Yeah.
back, these women have like the
I was complaining
divorce
about
storylines.
Cynthia, but at this point, we need
They
her
was
back.
talking about bringing Kim on.
Yeah,
Mm,
Kim is gonna be. They're gonna bring Kim back.
But I think
That's
if
gonna
you
be a
gonna cut off somebody, Courtney, Sonia, Marlo,
yeah,
and
Sonia doesn't need to go. See, I'm going to defend Sonia here because she's the only one that has a legitimate storyline. It's just the productions, they're not showing it.
you know what? I could actually see that.
I could too. I could
I
see
could
that.
I could see that. Courtney though, what is hers? I
But
want to
then,
hear you
I
defend that one.
don't want her
but
to
then
come
again,
back.
in love.
I'll wait for Courtney's defense. Tell me, what can you defend on Courtney? Because now she need to go.
Her and her voice can be gone. I can't
Yep.
stand her.
I can't stand that voice. Mm-mm.
Oh, you know that you're right. Like it's just, I don't know what part of her body he uses to speak, but it's very uncomfortable to listen to.
Probably her throat, cause like
Like she just the way she looks and sounds, she just sounds so just very like I don't know. She's just not authentic. She just I don't know. She just gives you like she's just fake as shit. Like don't trust her.
yeah, 100%. Mm-mm.
No. But that last scene, it didn't give anything. I don't understand why they
All
keep
the
talking about
scenes
what
did
happened
not
at
give
Candy.
anything. Everybody felt like they were being forced to film.
Mhm.
Only the whole Monyetta and Marlo scene made sense. That's how I'm this at this point. I'm like, maybe I'm sort of happy that Marlo is in this season, and that's tragic to say
Mm-hmm.
because without her, hmm, Jesus Christ. That's
There
all I
really
can
is
say.
going on. But the thing is, I just think Marlo has a way of taking it too low. That's the problem. Like, it's just too low. It's it,
Yeah,
it
Marlo doesn't have a
it's not the cute, fun shade, right? Like, she takes it to the gutter.
Yeah.
Too
Her
much.
shade is aggressive. It comes with like it's that ratchet shade, like you said. It's gutter. Where it's like
It's more
fighting
like
words or she's
insecure.
slicing people.
She gives me the
Mm.
insecure vibe.
She definitely is insecure.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell, especially towards Candy. She definitely is insecure. You can
At this
just tell.
point, you would think she's in love with Candy, because I'm like, girl.
Like
Mm,
you say, she's not.
she's definitely obsessed.
Cause has she? Wait, I haven't really too much seen her dating.
Mm.
Who wants to date that kind of mad person?
Mm-mm. Like
I don't know.
who would date her? Hmm. Imagine that. But then again, some people are like crazy like that to like regular people, but then to their men, they're like so completely different. So I don't know.
You know what? I would like to see her. Well, I wouldn't. Let me not say this like this. I wouldn't want to see it per se, but I would wonder how it would be if she was with a man like Cliff.
Hmm.
Cliff
Oh.
the abuser? Hell,
Mm-mm.
But
they are both going
come
to
on,
be
but
in
Marlo though,
jail.
Marlo would be
They
abusing
will
him
both
too.
be in jail for domestic violence against each other.
That'd be that Krishan and Blueface love.
Mm. I think
Mm-mm.
they probably need to get rid of everyone and start over. Um,
Yeah,
Start
but I
over.
don't think they can savage it. They just need to or salvage it. They just need to like include some additional people and remove some people. Um, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like Sanya doesn't really fit in with the cast. I know you said she has a storyline, but I just wonder, like, if the storyline is that good, would they really be editing it out all the time? Like, surely they're gonna show us some of that. So
The
I just think she fits in really well with the.
Well, look at Love and Marriage Huntsville. We have the Scots with interesting storyline, but none of it is short.
Yeah.
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
Why does it seem like everybody just let out a deep exhale whenever she said the Scots? It was just like, oh shit.
You see how I look right now. You see how I look. I can't.
But then I feel like that's strictly because the Scots have an unwritten, well, allegedly, an unwritten agreement with Carlos not to discuss certain things, which I think is a
So
problem.
why are you on reality TV shows?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Why
Yeah,
exactly
are you
this is
here?
why you shouldn't get too close to your employees because then they start to dictate what's going to happen, and I think that's
Right.
what it is. He's too
Right.
close. He's too close to the cast, in my
And
opinion.
mhm.
I'm still waiting for his statement about the revenge
Oh,
situation.
give
He's not
us
He
gonna come out with a statement. He's gonna keep saying everything else
his
about Real Housewives of
husband.
Atlanta and
Do you
Bell
think he's going to
Collective and
say
everything
anything
else.
about his husband? Please.
He
Of
ain't gonna
course.
answer you
No.
to us and keep preaching every couple of weeks, coming up with a message of the day, sprinkle in a few scriptures or something. Like that's what it's gonna give us. He would say nothing about it, and then
Nothing at all.
he wanted to cover it at the reunion. Yeah, right.
He's not
So
gonna
what
say
do you
nothing during the
think?
reunion.
Yeah, what do you think is the problem of this season of Real Housewives? Is it the storyline or the cast? Because every other show doesn't have a storyline either, but I can manage.
it's
Because as
it's
much as I
about
complain about Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's still bearable to watch. Like I can watch it without feeling like I'm being forced.
I
But
think
this
they're missing the fun
is
element.
crazy.
They're missing the fun element. I think they underestimated how much they needed Portia in the cast
mm,
because Portia was the fun one. Even
hmm
when everything was crazy, it's her facial expressions. Who said that? Who said that? Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it was very much she was the fun girl. The facial expressions, she walks into the room, she like creates and brings that energy in. So like either way, even when there was a lot of drama and we had to deal with Malu, Erande, and her craziness with Kenya, I feel like we still sort of felt like it was still a bit light and funny and still playful. But I think now it's gotten too dark and it's not really interesting enough. Like it's not even like, okay, it's gone dark, but then it's interesting enough to keep us entertained. It's like it's not really interesting. It's like everyone is acting on hinge now, and it's everyone is just tired of that. We don't want that. We want a good balance. We want a balance of drama but light shade and like fun, and we actually want to see the
Like,
group.
I legit did not laugh this episode. Neither did I laugh last episode. Nothing.
Nah.
No,
Sheree is trying her best in the confessional booth, but it's so boring.
Yeah.
Tired of her. I'm tired
Yeah.
of
yeah,
her.
it just
She
honestly
has no
just start
storyline.
over.
How can she afford a glam team?
Mm, mm. She by Shein must be paying, honey. Because to be fair, it's super expensive. So she's probably using the money from like one outfit for her glamour. Probably what she's doing.
You gotta be doing something,
Mm-hmm.
but
At this
also not
rate,
doing something right.
Mm.
it's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
whatever's going on with it, they need to do better. If y'all have to cut it off as if we going through another pandemic and shit shut down, then do it because whatever y'all have going on is not working.
No, that's it.
mm.
I'm
Mm-mm.
tired.
I
I'm
think y'all
tired.
need to take a little break. Take a little break and regroup. Come back. Let's try this thing again because this is not the one or the two.
Well, at least we
And I
can get
think
out of here early
this,
today.
yeah, the storylines are played out. No drama happening whatsoever in their personal lives. We do not have married women, so there are no like personal stories in their family. When you're married, definitely going to be some sort of drama in your marriage.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So we do not have that aspect. And then we have women who has nothing to tell us. So
No.
anyway, so who has any last words before we come to the end of this live?
I keep saying I hope next episode's gonna be better, and I
Yeah.
keep
It's
hoping
not.
that. But
Stop dreaming too
listen, I'm
much.
losing all hope.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not. Stop dreaming too much. Just
I I think this next episode is going to be better with Candy and Marlo going at it. It's going to
but
be better.
that's going to be the only interesting thing in the episode.
At
And
least
it's
we'll have
only gonna be a quick one, 3 minutes. That's all we're gonna see for 3 minutes, but we're gonna have to wait and watch it for 43 minutes just to get to that part because it's gonna be at the very, very end.
And then they will move it on to the next episode.
no.
Hmm.
As usual.
Please. I hope they don't.
So
I hope they don't drag it out. Like I don't know how much longer I can take. But
you
That's
don't
what we're
know?
about to do.
I can't anymore.
I,
I'm just being held by God. Like,
mm,
watch it.
Listen,
Watch it.
I'm about to be right there with you on a summer house because, honey, that is way more interesting
Oh,
than what
that's
Real Housewives is giving.
yeah. Summer
yeah.
House is something else.
It's given.
Yeah. I haven't watched the latest
But the
episode.
thing is,
Oh.
Summer House is starting to look like RHOA because it's like they're pandering to just three people in the house, which is Bria, Jasmine, and Silas. So if care is not taken, hmm,
No,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, because I do a recap on that. I can't stand Bria. It's a struggle every
let's
week.
update. Did you see her live this afternoon? She came live and she was like, they knew someone was going to bring a dog to the house, but they didn't know she was the one bringing the dog. So she was confused why everybody was acting somehow when she brought the dog. Hmm,
Mm.
That
charming.
would make sense to me because if they knew someone was bringing a dog to the house, I would want to know who that someone is. You can't just say vaguely someone's bringing a dog. Who is
She
this
Right.
said they
someone?
were just acting confused.
Yeah.
So act, is that what she's saying? Interesting. Mm. Mm.
Yeah, Bria trying to
She's a
throw up that whole
big
racism stuff was crazy too, but
victim.
yeah.
She knows how to be the victim. I have to give it to her.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Tiffany
it
needs to
proves well.
learn from her.
She's definitely been doing it all her life. You can tell she's mastered the art.
Oh, I have
Definitely.
anxiety. So I need to take my diet out of me.
Mm.
Girlfriend.
All right.
So we're coming to the end of the live. I mean, we should be talk for an hour. But anyways, the episode was boring. So we'll see you guys next week. Hoping for something better.
Hopefully.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Later, Queen.